Welcome to this edition of Chelmsford High School's Lions Pride. Let's meet our deans and our students of the month. And now I'd like to introduce Dean John MacIsaac, Dean of Whittier House, to introduce his students of the month.
Thank you, Principal Murray. Our first student of the month is Nathan Hart, also known to us as Nate. Nate is enrolled in AP English, Literature and Composition, AP Calculus AB, AP PLTW Computer Science Principles, AP Physics C, Student Government, Civic CP, and Orchestra. Nate is a member of the National Honor Society, the English Honor Society, and the Science National Honor Society. He's a true Renaissance man here at the high school. He's involved in so many things. He's currently the Vice President for the class of 2025, a tall task, especially when your president is Drew. He's a member of class reps. He is in the CHS Orchestra. He's a co-president. He's the double bass section leader, and he's in the CHS mentor program. He's also a very accomplished track athlete. In indoor and outdoor track, he's been recognized as a 600-meter divisional state champion, a multiple-time first and second team all-conference MVC runner, and this year he's leading the boys cross-country team to a very good season. Outside of school, he does a lot of work with the Merrimack Valley Food Pantry. He's done some work with Middlesex Sheriff's Office Youth Public Service Academy, and he does some officiating for soccer. After life here at CHS, he's hoping to major in mechanical engineering or aerospace engineering when he moves on to the next phase of his academic career. Congratulations, Nate.
Thank you.
So let's talk about the vice presidency to start.
Okay.
Obviously, last year elections happened. You have a wonderful team of officers, and
Absolutely.
It's all Whittier students, no surprise. And you were selected as vice president. So from start to finish, or not finish, but where we are now, how has that process been in that role for you?
It's been really great. We have a great group of kids. Obviously, it makes it super easy with all of us being in Whittier and having Miss Orsini as our advisor and guidance counselor. She's super awesome. But, you know, we've been able to accomplish a lot so far, and we have a lot set up for this year going forward, like craft fairs, other volunteer and fundraising opportunities, as well as senior prom, banquet, and all other sorts of events. So we're really looking forward to a great year.
What's been the most exciting thing so far, and also the most stressful thing so far?
Most exciting thing, probably planning Cotillion last year. That was a lot of fun. I got to work with a lot of kids and a lot of businesses around Chelmsford. As far as the most stressful thing, probably elections. That was quite a lot of stress for me, and I know a lot of other kids that were running, but I'm glad I was able to win, and so were my other group mates. So.
We have a strong group of officers and also the people in class reps,
Yeah.
so all the people who ran as well. Orchestra, something I don't know much about regarding you. I even, the double bass section leader, maybe the bass section leader. What's your role in the orchestra, and how long have you been doing that for?
Yeah, I've been playing in the orchestra since early in middle school, 5th grade. I've never been the most talented. You could probably ask some of my ensemble mates. I don't know what particular word it is, but I've never been the best. I certainly do enjoy it. Miss Como is really awesome. She's been a great sort of leadership figure for me to look up to. I serve as the bass section leader, so I help organize with the younger kids, maybe mentor them, bring them through the ranks in the sort of high school orchestra system that we have. But it's really just been a great outlet for me to sort of separate like arts and school. I don't know. I certainly enjoy it.
Let's talk about something you are the best at, running.
Oh,
I know we have a very strong male track team, even female track team. Our program continues to grow, which is awesome. A credit to Mr. Richter, Mr. Grenti, Mr. Tucci, all the coaches, Ms. Flagg. Talk to us about your career and kind of what has led you to be so determined to perform so well, both indoor and outdoor track.
So it really started my freshman year. I chose to do indoor track in the winter season, and I was good, not great, but I had a lot of fun. And then I tried out for the baseball team, which didn't exactly go my way. I got cut, but that's okay. So I decided to pick track up again in the spring. Did really well, continued on sophomore, junior year. I was able to achieve a lot with the team and a lot of great teammates. So I don't know. We'll see where it takes me in the future, but so far it's been really fun.
That's great. You've been to New York, right, to run?
Yeah,
we went you've been to Pennsylvania. What the places you guys have gone?
We've been to Nationals twice, both times in Boston at the New Balance track facility.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we've been to New York, Rhode Island, all over New England. This year we're hoping to go to Pennsylvania for outdoor nationals, but we'll see how that works out.
Love it.
That's amazing. Yeah. Well, believe it or not, our time is up. So on behalf of the Rotary Club, which sponsors the program, and Chelmsford administration, congratulations on being one of Whittier House's Students of the Month.
Thank you so much.
We're really proud of you. Best of luck the remainder of the year.
Perfect.
Congratulations.
Now, to turn it back to Dean John MacIsaac from Whittier House to introduce his second student of the month.
Thank you, Principal Murray. Our second student of the month is Sophia Roy, also known to us as Soph up in Whittier House. She's currently enrolled in AP Psychology, AP Literature and Composition, AP Spanish Language and Culture, AP Physics 1, AP Research, Pre-Calculus, Mentoring, and Health. She's a member of the National Honor Society, the National Spanish Honor Society, and the National Science Honor Society. And let's not forget the National English Honor Society. She is very active in the school community. She is the co-captain of the speech and debate team. She is on the board of the Women in STEM Club. She was the president of the TED Ed Club when it existed here at CHS, which conveniently met right in Whittier House. She was she's in the Thursdays, acting as the co-president in the CHS Theater Guild, and in the Science Olympiad competitor for many grades. She is an incredible speaker. She has placed at the Yale competition and the Harvard competition over the past few years, among many other local awards. It's someone I look forward to speaking every day, and she's now mentoring our students in Speech and Debate Club. Outside of school, she is very busy. She's done some volunteer work at Emerson Hospital, the National Brain Tumor Society, and she's done some work swimming and teaching swimming with ACES Aquatics Group. Life after CHS, she's hoping to study double major in neuroscience and English, hopefully on a pre-med track, and hopes of becoming a surgeon to specialize in some version of women's health. So, welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's talk about speech and debate.
Yeah.
It's not something that you hear too frequently, like
Right.
the volume of competitions that you attend, the rate at which you place at these things. Like, what kind of led you to be passionate about it? And like, what is your favorite thing to speak about?
Yeah, I think the most passionate thing, the most thing I'm passionate about is definitely advocating for women. So last year I placed second at NCFL Grand Nationals with a speech titled Take Your Bikini Off, which is actually about a concept known as bikini medicine, which is the misguided belief that women's health only differs from men's reproductively. And so I kind of talked about how women are looked over in healthcare and how they have a lot of differences in symptoms for many diseases. They are more likely to develop some more diseases. And so really through that, I was able to advocate and say, this is an issue. And that's kind of what led me to actually my future career, which is putting together neuroscience and then my passion for women's healthcare and kind of putting it together to be able to serve for personalized healthcare for women specifically and whatever specialty. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I hope somewhere in neuroscience or something like that. Yeah.
I just learned that you've been to Louisville for a tournament.
Yes.
Where has speech taken you?
Yeah, oh my
and
gosh.
What's your favorite type of event too? Because there's some stuff in here that I don't even know existed. If you could educate us, that would be great.
Yeah, my event that I've been doing for 4 years is so dear to my heart. It's called Informative Speaking, and it's just you pick a topic, any topic you want, and you just talk about it for 10 minutes, and you make visual aids. So I have these boards, and they're these super intricate boards, and you just talk about anything. So my sophomore year, I talked about the organ shortage crisis in America, which is also what my TED Talk was about, high heels. Last year, I obviously talked about racism in the makeup industry. This year, I'm talking about some more women's issues. And then original oratory is my other topic, which I started last year. And obviously I talked about bikini medicine. And then this year I'm again talking about a women's issue, which is the disparities for female physicians. So yeah, and I've gone to a lot of places. I've gone to Kentucky, Iowa, Phoenix, those kind of places. So yeah.
Where will this year's travels possibly take you?
I think Chicago again for NCFLs. I'm not sure if I'm going to the big national tournament, but I will be going to the same tournament that I was last year, NCFLs for, and Harvard again, obviously. So
how is kind of flipping your role into helping the underclassmen in our school, in the process? That position you have now.
Yeah, so right now I'm in the mentoring class with Miss Gilligan, who's so awesome, and you got me into that, so that was amazing. But I'm able to talk to the kids and help them. We're doing speech right now, and I was able to help them make topics and just see them become passionate about speech and debate the way that I was. I recruited them for the team. We're building it up, and I just love seeing the next generation of speech and debaters just grow. Yeah.
And we just found out the new advisor should be starting soon, which should be good. It's someone very passionate about it, which is awesome.
Excited. He did it in college. Loved it.
Yeah.
So, believe it or not, our time is up. That went by fast. 5 minutes. So, on behalf of the Rotary Club, who sponsored the program, and Chelmsford administration, congratulations on being one of Whittier House's Students of the Month. Really proud of you. Best of luck the rest of this year. I'd like to introduce Dean Erin MacNeil, Dean of Emerson House, to introduce her Students of the Month.
My first student of the month for October is Tasas Raja. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. You are so incredible. You have done such a wide variety of different classes here, dabbled in some athletics, your activities, the speech and debate club. But one thing I would just really want to ask you about is what the heck is a hackathon?
Yeah.
How did you get into this, and
Yeah.
how did you manage to place like top 5?
Yeah. So last summer, me and a bunch of my friends, we all they like to code, and so we wanted to join some hackathons. Because one of my friends from Westboro, actually, he's done some in the past. And so we decided to join one, and it went pretty well. And what we created was like a journaling website. So we worked together, you create a journaling website, and it tracks, it asks you questions, things like that. And for another hackathon, we could actually build upon that. And it was kind of like integrating artificial intelligence to it. So we worked together to create like a large language model. So it's pretty much like an artificial intelligence model. But it was pretty basic, but that's kind of like what the theme of that hackathon was, and that was the one that placed us pretty high in that one. But
What got you into that?
so I've always been interested in the brain and AI, and they asked me to join with them because they're two of my best friends. So they asked me to join it with them, and I just said yes. I didn't really know much about it originally, but they did. So working with them, I kind of got introduced to coding and stuff like that. Yeah.
Is that something you're going to be interested in your next stage when you graduate here?
Yeah, so I'm not completely interested in the full coding aspect, but I like engineering. And I also do like artificial intelligence. So I kind of want to go into the crossing between those hardware engineering for artificial intelligence, since that's kind of going to be a prominent field. And
It's not going anywhere.
yeah,
It's going to get bigger, huh?
yeah, yeah.
What schools would you be looking at that would support that?
A bunch of, I want to go to a big school, so Illinois, UMass is a good one, Michigan, schools, big schools like that are pretty good at those fields.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So you're kind of using this to think forward, but if you were going to think backwards a little and think through your 3.5 years here,
Yeah.
has there been a class that you've taken that's kind of pushed you in this direction, or just a class you would say to everybody that should try it at least
Yeah,
once?
yeah, that's a great question. I would definitely say AP Seminar with Mr. Bartos. And so I didn't even think that I was interested in the brain, but I found a common theme with all the research. And the fact about AP Seminar is a lot of it's open-ended, right? So you can research whatever you want. And it just so happened that a lot of what I researched had to do with the brain. And that was really interesting to me. And I kind of looked back when we were doing our reflections at the end of the year and realized yeah, it's not just a coincidence that that's what I picked. I'm pretty interested in the brain and how it works and things like that.
You work very hard, obviously, as you're here.
Yeah.
And, so what do you do when you're not working hard doing schools? Academics, what do you do to kind of recharge?
Yeah. I like to play basketball for fun with my friends, go to the gym, hang out, listen to music, watch movies.
Would that be something you'll be carrying over to the ball and that kind of stuff when you go to
I
college?
hope to play intramural, yeah.
Nice to have a nice balance. It's
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. So out of the clubs and stuff that you've been a part of here, is there something that, again, you would recommend to, say, incoming freshmen next year? Or
Yeah.
is it just something that really stuck out to you as a good
Yeah,
experience?
I would definitely say want freshmen to at least try out speech and debate. I think the great thing is that our school offers it as a class. I know a lot of other schools, I have a bunch of friends in Westford, Acton, they don't have the class for it, and they would have to do the club. I think the fact that Chelmsford has a class, you could just take the semester class. It's not difficult. And the requirement is that you have to go to one tournament, which may seem like a lot, but the fact that you have to do that, it kind of immerses you into what you're going to be dealing with if you continue the club. And I had a really great experience with it, even though it was online. So I decided to continue it, and I plan on continuing it this year as well.
That's amazing. Well, believe it or not, our time is up.
All right.
So on behalf of the Chelmsford High Administration and the Rotary Club, which sponsors this program, congratulations on being one of Emerson House's Students of the Month. We're really proud of you.
Thank you.
And best of luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to turn it back to Dean MacNeil to introduce the other Student of the Month from Emerson House.
Our second student of the month for October is Caroline Pitz. Caroline, thank you for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
You are remarkable in the classroom with your grades and your academics, but I feel like you really shine when your passion comes through either on the field, the ice, or when you're working with the mentor program. So out of all of the things you have done here, whether it's your athletics or your clubs, what has kind of driven you the most or been the most memorable in your 3.5 years here?
I think it's mostly the people that make the place. I think it's really, they kept me going, and just always having people to come and have fun with really made it so much more fun to be here and play sports and join the boards and everything.
You're so involved in our school in many different ways, especially as being a three-sport athlete, doing the mentoring program. What do you see yourself doing next year? Because you have so many talents and things you're interested in.
Yeah, I hope to go to a four-year college. I'm not sure about playing a sport yet, and if I don't play collegiately, then I'll play a club or something like that. But hopefully get involved wherever I go as well.
What would you be studying, do you think?
Something in the business field. Yep.
Last one. What sport? If you had to do
That's
it in
what I was
college,
gonna
what
ask
sport?
too, yep.
You're so good at
Which
many.
one?
I would say lacrosse or field hockey.
Stayed away from the ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you look back at your time here and all of the adults, because you're so good at making connections with your classmates, teammates, but also with the adults in this building, is there a teacher you have had that's really made an impact on your time?
I think Mr. Richter, I had him as my freshman year history teacher, and I think he's always a smiling face in the hallway, and he's always there for us when we need him. He's always has some good jokes. So.
Are you saying this because he took you on a field trip today?
No.
Exactly. And looking back, you've been a leader in the building, still are, and you've done the mentoring program. If you were to give some advice to an incoming freshman, what would you say to them?
I would say one of the most important things is getting involved. I know it's repeated a lot and everyone says it, but I think it does make a big impact, whether you have your small group of friends, and then you can also branch out and become friends with people from other grades and stuff like that.
That's very good advice.
So you've got a couple more months left with us here. What is something you're the most excited about for the rest of senior year?
I would say I'm excited about pep rally,
Yep,
senior
that's up
skit.
your alley.
It's exciting. I think in all just the senior events like prom and all those banquet and all those fun things.
What are your plans for the Halloween dance? You're going? And
Yes, I
Is your
am.
costume a secret?
No, I'm being a mummy. So
Look at that. That's
Yes.
good.
I love that for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
get that all wrapped up.
That was very quick. Looking back and ahead and all that good stuff too, what class, maybe it could even be the hardest one, but what class did you take that made the most impact, or you feel like you learned the most, or you'll take with you as you leave here?
I would say last year I took Mr. O'Keefe's sociology class. It was my favorite, and every day he would start with a short story that had like a message in it, and he would kind of explain it to us, and I think I would learn something new every day, and I really enjoyed the way he taught the class and everything that we learned.
That's very good. So, say on behalf of the Rotary Club, who sponsors the program, on behalf of Chelmsford High administration, congratulations on being one of Emerson House's Students of the Month. Really proud of you, and we wish you the best of luck the remainder of the school year.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce the Dean of Hawthorne House, Christina Mitza, to introduce her Students of the Month.
Thank you, Principal Murray. So the first student of the month for Hawthorne House is Jen Yu. Welcome, Jen. Thank you. Jen is an outstanding student at CHS. She is involved in many, many things, but of course academics have always been first for her. Her courses for senior year are AP French Language Culture, AP English Language and Composition, AP Psychology, AP Calculus AB, AP United States Government and Politics, and AP Research. She's also taking Guitar 1 CP. Jen has been inducted into the National Honor Society, as well as being awarded the President's Volunteer Service Award for both 2022 and 2023. Jen has been involved in so many things here at CHS, and her history teacher, Mr. Zopes, is somebody who she mentioned has had an impact on her. He said about her, it really has been my pleasure working with Jen for the last several years. She has always had a ready smile and a strong work ethic. She is very involved in the school community, shares her enthusiasm with all. Jen, you want to tell us a little bit about Mr. Zope's class and why you said that he had a great impact on you?
Yeah, for sure. So I took speech and debate as an elective freshman year. I took it first semester, so I really came in not really knowing what to expect, but it really became a family that I still have even now into senior year. He's been a really good mentor of mine, not only on the speech and debate team in class, but then also outside. I like to say that he's seen both the best and the worst in me. I think it's really great to have someone to talk to just about everything outside of academics too. And I'm really grateful to have him as someone who can both push me and to really, be with me through all those moments.
Great, thank you. I know that you are involved in freshman mentor program, and that you are the founder of the Body Positive Alliance.
Yeah.
And also that you, outside of here, do research for the program of weight and eating research lab at Yale University. You want to tell us a little bit about your experience with that?
Yeah, so I think a lot of this is really personal to me. Of course, a lot of the work that I do at the Power Lab has to do with my own recovery story, and I think a lot of it really started with curiosity. So eating disorders are a really abstract concept for a lot of people, and I think really going in and doing this research has been a really great way for me to feel like I have closure on my recovery. So for the past 3 years, I've been on the advisory board, and we've been able to bridge their research findings with the patients that they have. So what I do right now as a research correspondent for them is I take the research findings and I make a lot of distributable resources for their families and brochures just so that they feel like they know what they're going through with treatment. And then this past summer, I was able to intern with the lab, and what I did there was I got to learn a lot more about the ins and outs of bulimia and then anorexia, which is really interesting.
That's amazing. I'm sure you've helped so many people along the way, which is so great. In the fall,
yeah.
I know it feels like it's far away, but it will be here before we know it, right? What are your plans? What are you thinking about?
I'm really excited. I'm applying to a lot of schools all over the country, and I think I'm really looking forward to just exploring what each of those schools has to offer. I think right now, over the past few years, I've really been exploring political science as a particular field. For me, I know eating disorder recovery has been a big part of what I do outside of school, but I think what I've been able to realize pretty early on is that treatment isn't always accessible to a lot of people, so that's why I went down the route of political science. I think there's a lot of great research on eating disorders and how they impact young people, but not a lot of good legislation to help people feel like they're more supportive. So I think going down that path and figuring out how I can help people like me when I was younger would be really important.
That's great. That's really great. So as you're, going through your last year here at CHS, looking back to your freshman year, right, as you were coming in, what do you wish somebody had told you for advice as you came in here to CHS as your first year?
Yeah, I think I came in really excited, and I think I would just tell myself to take every moment as it comes, to really live every moment out. I feel like I went into everything with such excitement that sometimes I forget to just take a deep breath and enjoy things as they are. So I think just taking that time and making those memories would be what I'd tell my younger self.
Excellent.
Well, believe it or not, our time is up.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So on behalf of the Rotary Club and Chelmsford administration, congratulations on being one of Hawthorne House's Students of the Month. And we wish you the best of luck the remainder of the year.
Thank
It's great.
you.
We also have one student, another one from Hawthorne House, but that student can't be here today. So Dean Mitza will kind of introduce that student and do a little bio.
Sure. So the other student of the month for Hawthorne for October is Jason Dew. Jason has been selected because of his wide variety of contributions that he has made to CHS and beyond. He is currently taking many AP courses, including AP Computer Science, AP Literature and Composition, AP Physics C, AP Biology, AP Statistics, and AP Psychology 1. He has excelled in these classes, and he is now in the National Honor Society and the National English Honor Society. Jason is very involved in the music program here at CHS. His music teacher, Ms. Como, said that Jason is one of the most hardworking and dedicated students I've taught. He's not only an amazing musician, but he offers himself as a mentor to his colleagues, even volunteering time during Pride Block to work with the other students privately or in small groups. Jason is a true leader in every respect. So I think this is a true testament to Jason's day-to-day commitment to CHS. Jason is president and viola section leader of the orchestra. He is also on the swim team, which he has been on for the last 4 years. And outside of CHS, he participates in the Boston Youth Symphony Orchestra and the Greater Lowell YMCA swim team. In the next fall, Jason wants to double major in neuroscience and computer science. So we look forward to hearing all that Jason does accomplish.
Great. Congratulations, Jason. We're really proud of you on behalf of the Rotary Club and Central High Administration. This concludes our latest edition of Lions Pride. I want to thank our deans for their thoughtful words and beautiful summaries of each recipient. I would also like to thank the Chelmsford Rotary Club for their unending support of this great program. Congratulations to all of this month's Students of the Month. On behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary and the deans, thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next time.